I just wanted to jump on really quickly. It's not a full podcast. It's just something that I've been seeing regarding some videos I've seen on vaginal odor, and it's a few videos that I've seen on black women, coming down on black women in general, about vaginal odor and smelling fishy and all this yin and yang. Okay. And what some of these women don't realize is that vaginal odor is not, if you have strong vaginal odor, it's not necessarily because you don't wash yourself properly. I'm just going to leave this here. There are hundreds, literally hundreds, of vaginal odor products on the market. And they wouldn't be there if white women didn't suffer from vaginal odor. Because they don't make products for black women. Let me say that again. Those products would not be there if white women did not suffer from vaginal odor, because they do not make those products for black women. And you can go on the market tomorrow, you can see different things that white women have to be using for their vaginal odor. Now, I'm sorry for any men on this my channel. I made it clear that this is a woman's channel. It's for young women. So, y'all might want to just cover your ears or not listening to this podcast, because I'm talking seriously to my little sisters here today. Do not listen to black women who tell you that vaginal odor is your fault. Okay? Now, in some instances, it may be your fault. But if you've taken all the precautions, if you're washing properly, getting up in there, squatting, taking the soap and getting right up in there, washing the butt, everything. In between the creases, wash. Okay? Don't douche, wash. Okay? If you're doing all of that, and like 5 minutes after you shower, and you still have vaginal odor, and you've already gone to your gynecologist or the doctor, and they've checked for venereal diseases, they've checked for medical problems that could be causing the vaginal odor, because there are hosts of medical problems that can cause vaginal odor. That is not your fault. Okay? There are hosts. There are literally young girls committing suicide and thinking of committing suicide because there is no solution for their vaginal odor. There's no medical solution for it. There's no antibiotics because it's not a problem with bacteria. Okay? So I don't want you to get, listen to people who are telling you, especially young girls whose bodies is changing, is in flux, prepubescent and teenage girls who the hormones are just flying everywhere, and you're getting all kinds of odors all over your body. And then for you to listen to videos that say that you're not washing properly, I'm concerned about that, because I know that there are a lot of women out there who are suffering from those kind of odors, who have no solution or think they don't have any solution, because there are plenty of solutions out there. They're just not publicized or widely publicized. But like I said, white women have been suffering these problems for a long time, and their men and their women have tackled this problem and have put a lot of things on the market to help you with your vaginal odor. But first, you just find out that it's not sexually transmitted disease related. Because if it is, you need to get that taken care of, because you can cause a lot of other problems in the. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor and find out if you have a venereal disease. You should know your body well enough to know, even if you're in a relationship, you should know your body well enough to know if your man has cheated, because he will then bring a new type of bacteria into your vaginal area. And then your body chemistry will get thrown off. You should know your body that well. Okay? So, listen. There are many different reasons why you might be smelling fishy. I don't care if it's boiled fish, clams, grilled fish, fish fillet. I don't care what kind of degree of fishery it is. There are many different reasons why you could be having that problem. And some of them are not your fault. And one of them I already said, puberty. When you're going through puberty, your pH is thrown off. And that's one thing you need to look up. pH. Your pH is thrown off during puberty, and there's nothing a doctor can tell you. They can't do nothing for you. They cannot give you antibiotics, because the antibiotics will also kill off the good bacteria and further throw off your pH balance, which causes more problems and more smells. So for prepubescent girls, girls around 9 through 12 or something like that, or in that area, you might be having a lot of smells that are coming from there. And that's because the body's chemistry is changing. You're going through puberty. The body is changing. And the doctors will tell you to soak in baking soda to because they can't give you antibiotics. Because it's not a bacterial infection type problem. Okay? It's not something like vaginitis. It's not something, you don't have an illness like, certain type of cancers can cause bad vaginal odor. You don't have, what are the other sexual transmission? You don't have any kind of VD. Well, you shouldn't at that age. But, your doctor will be able to tell you that. But if you don't, there are other secondary symptoms that go along with the smell that they can detect, whether or not it's a vaginal, if it's a disease, if it's a vaginal disease, or if it's just a side effect of puberty. Okay? So your doctor can tell you that. And then they will recommend certain things. They will recommend the baking soda bath. They will recommend the vinegar. In worst case scenarios, I think they will recommend douches, but we don't, douches are not something that you should be doing, throwing something up in there and throwing off your flux like that. Okay? But one of the major causes, and this is when I talk, if you have already gone to the doctors, you don't have a vaginal, a VD. You don't have like a serious illness, a chronic illness. And even if you do have a chronic illness, there's nothing that the antibiotics is going to do for that. And you have to live with the effect of the chronic illness. You have to live with the effect of puberty. You have to live with the effect of your body getting thrown off again through menopause. Too much sex. The world that we're living in now, the big thing is what that mouth do though. So with all the oral sex going on, you're introducing the mouth bacteria into the vaginal cavity. That's going to cause a problem. That's going to cause UTIs. That's going to cause different kinds of problems. Okay? So if you're not having any kind of illness, UTIs, vaginitis, bacterial infections of any kind, venereal diseases of any kind, yeast infections. If you're not having any of those type of things, and your coochie still smells like raw fish, or cooked fish, or 3-day-old fish, whatever degree of fishery your coochie smells like, you can use different products to alleviate that. But like I said, do not get roped into thinking that this is a black woman problem, because these products were not created with you in mind. They were created for the white woman. Okay? And other women, not you. Okay, so let's get frank about vaginal odor and the causes of vaginal odor, and what we can do about that, instead of pointing fingers and say your hoo-ha stinks, it's your fault. You need to wash, because many women wash and their hoo-ha still stinks, because there are other issues going on that sometimes medicine does not address, because it can't. So that's why there are a lot of these products going on the market. Okay, so I just wanted to address that. Sometimes it's not your fault. Many times it's not your fault. Young girls, usually, if you're washing, your mommy, hopefully you have a mama that's there to teach you how to wash properly. But if you're washing properly and you're getting into every crease and crevice, you washing the butt and everything, and going, washing everything, and you're still smelling, you might have a pH balance problem, or you might have a medical issue. If it's a pH balance problem, which is highly likely if you're going through puberty, or if you just had a baby and your body's trying to get back into whack, if you're in menopause, an imbalanced pH is a lot of many reasons. I think a percentage of the reasons why, if you don't have a venereal disease of any sort or a chronic disease of any sort, is the reason why you have a smelly pum pum. Okay? Even with the antibiotics, if you had a venereal disease and they gave you antibiotics for it, or if you had a cold and they gave you antibiotics, the antibiotics that they give you kills off all bacteria. So that means that your good bacteria is going to be off as well. So when your good bacteria is also off, sometimes it will cause the imbalance that causes vaginal odor. Okay? All right, so there's certain things that you can use for that. You can do probiotics, and that it works to even out the pH, even out the good bacteria. Okay? If you don't like the plain probiotics, they have probiotics in capsule form. They have probiotics in flavored yogurt form. They have just different types of probiotics that you can use to help even out the good bacteria, but that is used in conjunction with one of the other things that I'm going to talk about today. Then there's Echinacea golden seal, and that is like a natural antibiotic that doesn't kill off the good bacteria. So they have now brand Echinacea golden seal is a very good brand of Echinacea golden seal. If you go on the Now website and look up Echinacea golden seal, you will see that Now is a very reputable company, and they, take pride in the herbs that they cultivate and how they use their herbs and so forth. Okay, so Echinacea golden seal is good for colds. It's good for flus. It's good for killing bacteria if you have any of those diseases, like the yeast infection and the you still need to. I would suggest you go to the doctor and get that taken care of, so you don't mess with your reproductive system in any way, shape, or form. But for like chronic BV, bacterial vaginosis, that is no longer responding to antibiotics, you can use stuff like Echinacea golden seal. Disclaimer: always talk to your doctor about anything. Okay, if you're going to use the Echinacea golden seal, take it to your doctor and let them know why you're taking it, and ask them their opinion. But Echinacea golden seal is a good antibiotic for many ailments, colds, flus, and womanly problems that we need to also keep, not kill off the good bacteria in fighting the bad bacteria. Okay. There is Vagisil odor block, and what that does is blocks odor for a certain amount of time. And like I said, Vagisil has been on the market for a long time, and they have come out with an odor block line. And they have a pH balance line. First, try the pH balance line and see if it helps you balance out your pH a little bit. Your diet is also directly connected to your pH level. So you might want to make sure you're eating properly to help balance out your pH and help cure that vaginal smell from within. But while you're trying to work out what diet works for you, there are odor blocks and there are different things that you can use. Like the do not put powder up your coochie, please. Okay? Because we know that Johnson & Johnson it was just sued for a lot of money because women got cervical cancer from trying to mask the odor and putting powder in their drawers, and the powder goes up the coochie, up into the womb, and causes all sorts of cancer. So you don't want that. Okay? There are many different things that are natural based that you can use. You can use what is called, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but it's a clean soap. And well, there's first the Vagisil odor block, and the Vagisil pH. You try different things to see what works best for your body chemistry. I'm just listing a few that you can go and try. There is the let me see, chlorhexidine, gluconate, and if you go to CVS, they have the generic brand, and it's safe to use in the vaginal area, according to one of the studies that they had on this particular item. One of the things that one of the brands that has that in there, it's called Hibiclens. And what it does is it kills germs on contact that when they come out the vaginal canal. And the Hibiclens, it changes that fish odor into like a fresh, clean type scent while you're fighting the infection. Either you're using, if it's not an infection that can be fought using antibiotics, because a lot of these infections cannot be fought using antibiotics, and the doctors don't really know how to help you. You can use the natural antibiotics, or you can use colloidal silver, or any kind of thing, bacteria killing herbs or anything that kills only the bad bacteria, not the good bacteria. But while you're doing that, you can use these different washes that, kills those bacteria on contact. And the Hibiclens comes in the liquid soap, and then there's also the bacterial soap as well, the bar soap with that ingredient in there. And PubMed did publish an article that stated that in itself, it's usually a wound cleansing formula, but it is good also for using it in the vaginal area. The scent might be a little strong mixed with your normal vaginal secretions, but it's up to you. You decide, you try different things and find out what works for you. Another good thing, another good solution, it's called VH Essentials. Okay, so this is, you can get it at CVS, or I've only seen it at CVS, but you can go to their website. It's VH Essentials, just look them up. And it's a tea tree oil probiotic. And a lot of these things will have probiotics in them because they're trying to balance your pH. Okay, because if your pH is off, it can cause these nasty smells. And you think that something's wrong with you, and you think that people think you're not cleaning properly, or you think, but it's your pH that's off. And when your pH is off, it can cause all kinds of nasty smells coming out your coochie. Okay? So this VH Essentials, it's a mix of tea tree oil, probiotic, and it's a daily feminine wash. And you can use it. It's supposed to protect you all day, but a lot of this, even with the odor block for the Vagisil, they have wipes that you can, if you work all day, you can go in and freshen up during the day. And the VH Essential, I guess you can carry some with you. I'm not sure if they have the wipes or not, but you can carry some with you and just wipe throughout the day if you need to fresh up or something. And the VH Essential is supposed to work really well. They have all kinds of great reviews from women with tough vaginal odor. And like I said, it has the tea tree oil for the natural antibiotic, and then the probiotic that helps to replenish the good bacteria and balance out that pH. Okay. Another one is Lumi. I don't know if you have seen these commercials, but Lumi, and I've seen the reviews also, and they claim that it kills any kind of bacteria. It kills the bacteria before it even gets started. Okay. So they have the formula, and you can wipe it underneath your arm for your underarm deodorant. These are all natural. The Lumi and the VH Essential are both all natural. There's nothing artificial added into it. So for those with sensitivities and sensitive skin and so forth. And then the Lumi, you can go online and just check that out. The reviews have been really well in terms of vaginal wetness, vaginal odor, killing it on contact before it even gets started, and making you odor-free for at least 72 hours. But, even with these 72 hours, you shouldn't have to go odor-free for 72 hours, because you should be taking a daily bath and washing out that area really, really, really well. Okay? And then there are others. But those are very, very popular. Well, not popular because a lot of people don't know about them, but for those who do know about them, they say they work very well. EmuAid is another one. It's EmuAid. It's an ointment. And a lot of women who have bacterial vaginosis, they use that because it's a natural antibiotic. And you wipe it up you wash yourself with any of the washes. You can use any of these in combination, okay? You can use the soap with any of the spread-on ointments to help with control your vaginal odor. But the EmuAid is good because it's an ointment. It's like a bacitracin, but a natural form of bacitracin. You use emu oil and a lot of other things to help with the vagina smell and killing the bacteria inside the bacterial walls that other, like the medicine, they can't kill. Because there's some strains of bacteria that's resistant to medicine that is not resistant to some of these natural things. Okay, so that's just a few, and these are things that I've seen the reviews. They work really well, and for moms of prepubescent girls who are going through these, you might get frustrated when you go to the doctor and the doctor can't really do anything for you or for the little girl because it's puberty. There's nothing that they can do about that. Okay, there's different smells that's going to come out. The pH is changing, everything. So, don't despair. And I know, it can be hard, especially if you're a little girl and you don't want to go around smelling like fish all day. And there's nothing that no one can do for you. There are things on the market that can help you and help your little girls, that you don't have to go around doing that until their bodies start changing and they're out of puberty and so forth. For those who are suffering from chronic illnesses, there's nothing that you can do. There's no medicine that can help you. You just have to wait until your body gets back into whack. And until your body gets back into whack, you have to use some of these things that are out there that are made specifically to help women who are suffering from vaginal odor. Okay? So don't let the black man tell you that your coochie stink and because you're nasty. Especially if you're not. And you know that. And don't let black women who don't have that problem tell you that your coochie stink because you're nasty and you don't wash it right. Because there are many, many different reasons for vaginal odor. And like I said, if the white woman didn't suffer from it, there wouldn't be products on the market to solve that issue. One of the products that I talked about, let me see, the one that I talked about was Lumi. That was created by a GYN, a gynecologist, who had many of her clients come to her with different problems. She was talking about one of her clients who thought about committing suicide because she couldn't, there was no answer for her vaginal. And anyone that has smelt that dead fish smell, that nasty fish smell, it's not something that you want to be around. So imagine a person that doesn't know, there's just nothing that they can do. There's no antibiotic. Their body is just producing this odor for one reason or another. This person there's a sickness that this person had, a specific sickness that this person had that's producing that type of odor, and there is no antibiotic for that. So this person actually contemplated suicide until the GYN found a solution for her, and that when she went into the lab and did all that for her customers, so her many different customers, most of them white women suffering from these ailments. And they she was able to help her clients with chronic vaginal odor. So we are so quick in this Black community to just point fingers and, just talk about, so the white people, they got a problem. They're in the laboratory. They're in this. They're doing all kinds of things trying to figure out how to solve the problem. We over here pointing fingers. Your coochie smell, you didn't wash. Or your coochie smell, you must be nasty. But I'm here to tell you that there are many different reasons why you might have vaginal odor. You first need to go to a doctor and figure out if you have a disease. If you do not have a disease, then talk to your doctor about using one of the different things that I told you about today to control the vaginal smell, so you can go around living a normal life. Okay? Sometimes it's not your fault, and you need to realize that, and let these people telling you it's your fault, tell them to go to hell.